Hi, team. So I want to remind you, don't forget to take your reading quiz. And let's be clear about what we talked about last time. No pasting answers from Google. No pasting answers from the summary or the text or any of the resources we've given you. No copying answers from your friends or having your friends help you. This is a quiz. If you do any of those things, it will be a 0 and you will not get to make it up, and that will suck for you. So don't do that, please. Okay, so we know where we left off that Hamlet just found out that Claudius murdered his dad, right? So, excuse me. That's where we are. So let's dive into homework. You're going to read Act 2, Scene 2, and it's a long scene. All right, so I want to give you a heads up. If you don't get all the way through it tonight, that's okay. We're going to spend a few days on this scene, so you can still have some time. If you don't get all the way through, that's okay. Right, so today we're going to watch Act 1, Scene 1, and then we're going to be talking about objective and super objective. And we talked about this a little bit last year, but not too much, and so we're going to review it and really go through it together. All right, so our clip is about 6 minutes today. We're watching Act 2, Scene 1, and basically what happens is very basic. So Ophelia tells Polonius that Hamlet kind of came to her into her room and he sighed and he looked really upset, but he wouldn't speak to her. Okay. And Polonius says that he thinks this is why Hamlet is upset. So remember, Polonius told Ophelia very clearly, like, you cannot see Hamlet anymore. Don't have anything to do with him. So we can assume that Ophelia has kind of had this like breakup conversation with him, right? With Hamlet. And then he showed up, upset, but he didn't say anything to her because they're broken up, right? So we can kind of make that assumption here. So you can pause this and go ahead and watch the scene and then come back and we'll explain objective and super objective. Okay, so we're going to be talking about objective and super objective. So super objective is a character's goal by the end of the play. It doesn't change. Their super objective always stays the same. Okay. The objective is like a smaller piece of that. It's their goal by the end of a scene or an act. Okay. So let me give you an example. Let's say my super objective is to get 90s in all of my classes by the end of the semester, right? That's my super objective. My objective might be making sure I turn in all my homework. Another objective might be making sure I attend all my Zoom meetings. Another objective might be making sure that I ask teachers for extra help if I need it, right? So the objectives are like the smaller stepping stones to the super objective. So what you're going to need open is your worksheet for today, 3.7, objective and super objective. And we're going to do an objective, the super objective for Hamlet, and his objective for Act 1. Okay, we're going to come back to this worksheet. So just kind of keep that in mind. You're not going to walk out of here with it fully complete today. So the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my Hamlet scene guide because I think that will really help me. You're going to obviously get into it differently through your iLearn, but this is the one that you want. You want this bullet point list because I just want to be able to quickly review. Okay, so super objective is the goal by the end of the play. All right, so let's look at this. So the ghost is here. Hamlet is pissed about Claudius and his mom. Hamlet says he wants to die, and then Horatio tells Hamlet about the ghost. Okay, so I'm going to focus on Hamlet. I'm going to kind of skip this scene with Ophelia because it's not really about him. So Hamlet sees the ghost of his father and he follows it. And then his father tells Hamlet about Claudius. Okay, here, Hamlet swears to get revenge and makes Horatio and Marcellus promise not to talk about the ghost. Okay, that's what he's going to do by the end of the play. That's his super objective. So his super objective is to get revenge on Claudius for killing his dad. Okay, so now I want to know what's his goal by the end of Act 1. Well, Act 1 is all about he's dealing with the ghost, right? So, like, the ghost appears and he's trying to figure out what's going on. So, that's what I'm going to put for my objective, right? To figure out what's up with the ghost. Cool. Okay. So, your job for today is to do the super objective, to complete the rest of the super objective for Gertrude, Claudius, and Ophelia, and then to complete the objective for Act 1. All right, because we're obviously not all the way through Act 2 yet, so you can't do that part. All right. If you run into trouble, let me know.